I'm Cadence and I'm going to present how to fix Melee. So Melee is a fairly balanced game. There's no totally broken characters. The stages that we pick to play on, they're pretty balanced. And the cool thing is with bans, especially in best of 3, all the really unfair things, they either will get banned, so you don't ever have to play on your worst one. However, in best of 5, things change a little bit where you don't get bans. And this relatively balanced game runs into an issue. The problem is, as you may guess, the combination of Final Destination and Marth. This combo is such a problem that it skews matchup perceptions. It makes it difficult to compare characters from each other. We see the memes of Fox Marth 60-40. We don't know how to rank certain players or certain characters. Leffen versus Zain. Is Zain even that good on other stages, or is he really being carried by Final Destination? Sometimes we see huge swings, and Final Destination is probably the most polarizing thing in Melee when you combine it with Marth. But to solve this, we're going to take a quick step back and we're going to talk about tennis and how it could help us. So what we have on our screen is Rodger, Federer versus Rafael, Nadal. I'm going to call them Rodger and Rafael like they're my friends, also so I avoid mispronouncing their names. These are two modern tennis players, both unstoppable, and they are extremely dominant in their respective sports. These are players that are still, from my understanding, pretty active and talked about today, and they're oftentimes in consideration of best tennis player of all time. Of course, people have tried comparing these players, but one thing to keep in mind is that there is multiple different surfaces for tennis courts, which is kind of unique compared to other sports. You have clay, you have cement, grass, I don't know. There's different ways of playing, and these players are so dominant that they would go on insane streaks of winning on their preferred environment. In this case, we have Rodger destroying it and having a 60-50 game streak on grass, while Rafael is dominant over clay. And when these players would meet, it seems like the only thing that could decide whether who would win would be on what kind of court they're playing on, whether it was grass or clay. Then the Tennis Association had a really crazy idea that it might just work. And what we had here is the Battle of the Surfaces. I thought this was a photoshopped image. However, in 2007, they brought together a 50-50 court, half clay, half grass. It costed over $1 million to do, and they were going to promote it as an exhibition match versus Rafael versus Rodger. Exhibition matches are typically kind of fun and lighthearted and for entertainment. However, for these two particular players, things got extremely competitive and pretty dirty. The match was pretty interesting. They screwed up the grass part of it the night before, and they had to pull out golf grass or golf turf from a course to replace it. So it was a little scuffed, and unfortunately, whether it stains the results or not, Rafael won the trophy. It was an extremely close match from what I could tell, and it was kind of a mess from a logistics standpoint, and it never happened again. So the question remains, where else can this make sense? The idea of a split environment could help balance comparing two different athletes. Here I found images of half chessboard, half boxing ring, probably to balance players' athletic skill. Could we do it to soccer and golf? What about horseback racing and bug catching? So now I am here to introduce my solution to settle things once and for all. Fox Marth, FD mattering or not mattering, but I'm just gonna get to my solution to settle this imbalance, and I am introducing Yoshi's Destination. The title is a working title. However, I spent a ton of time developing what I think is what we need in Melee. This is Melee's missing stage, and here we get the best of both worlds. Just like Rodger versus Rafael, we have features from both environments. We have Randall, we got the flat stage, we have a half platform on top, Shy Guys, you name it. And I think that a modern approach to the Battle of Surfaces could be done between any Marth and Fox player, maybe the greats. What blast zones you get, it depends on what side you're on. I need a little help, however. Although I did most of the work as the idea person, I need a little bit of investment from you all. So all we really need at this point is someone to mod it, a huge sponsor like the Golden Guardians. We need someone who's friends with Leffen and Zain, a designer, someone to pay me, and we're pretty much done. I will say that this was Unshure's idea. However, for some reason he didn't like it. Almost seemed like he regretted even suggesting it. I think it's a great idea. I think it has a lot of feet to it. And that concludes my presentation. One thing I keep on not doing, which is super annoying when I'm editing later, is I don't ask you guys to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube if you're interested in this content or you like what you see. Otherwise, I am going to leave it at that. Thank you very much.